In the autumn of 1780, the most feared cavalry officer in the British Army was given one simple order: catch one man. He would chase him for weeks, through rivers, through forest, through black water up to his saddle, and he would fail every single time, because you cannot catch a ghost. By that autumn, the American Revolution in the South was all but finished. Charleston had fallen. An entire American army had been captured at Camden. The King's flag flew over South Carolina, and the British believed the war in the South was already won. They were wrong. And the reason was a quiet, wiry planter named Francis Marion. He had no great army, no cannon, no uniforms, just a few dozen men on their own horses, carrying their own rifles, fighting without a single coin of pay. What he had instead was the land itself. Marion knew the swamps of the Pee Dee like no British officer ever could. The hidden trails, the islands of dry ground, the black rivers that swallowed every sound. He struck in the dead of night. A supply column ambushed, an outpost overrun, captured Americans set free, and then, before the British could even form their ranks, he was gone. Vanished into the mist as if he had never been there at all. The British could not fight what they could not find. His raids severed their supply lines and lit a fire under a beaten people. Proof that the revolution in the South was still breathing. If stories like this are the reason you're still watching, take 1 second to subscribe. Every one of these takes weeks of real research, and there are many more on the way. So the British sent their very best. Lieutenant Colonel Banastre Tarleton, brutal, relentless, a name that struck terror across the Carolinas. He set out to hunt Marion down, and he drove his men nearly 26 miles through the swamp, following a trail that always ended the same way, in black water and silence. At last, exhausted and beaten, Tarleton gave up. And in his fury he spoke the words that would outlive him. As for this damned old fox, the devil himself could not catch him. The name stuck. From that day on, Francis Marion was the Swamp Fox. He was never captured, not once. His raids pinned down British soldiers who were desperately needed elsewhere, and kept the Southern Revolution alive long enough for the tide to finally turn. A road that led, just 1 year later, to the last British surrender at Yorktown. One man, a handful of followers, a stretch of swamp, and an empire that could never quite catch a ghost.